Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your Libertarian car guy, and I have a treat for you this morning. I'm standing in front of the new Rolls Royce Phantom. Actually not, it's the new Lincoln Continental, but it sure looks a lot like a Rolls Royce Phantom, doesn't it? Let's do a quick walk around. This is a really, in my opinion, a very, very good looking car. A rare thing today. Distinctive, different. Now this is basically the tip of the spear of Lincoln's hope to rehab itself and become once again a big presence in the luxury car market, and in particular emphasis on luxury rather than luxury sport. They are not trying to be another BMW or Lexus with this car. I mentioned the Phantom, and in addition to looks, actually, this car has some of the goods. It actually has more room up front than the Rolls Royce Phantom, if you can believe that. It also has more room inside than the cost equivalent BMW 5 and Benz E. Something clever that Lincoln did with this car, in my opinion, was to make it larger than cars like the BMW 5 and the Mercedes E, and nearly as large as the top-of-the-line BMW 7 and Mercedes S, very close dimensionally, and also in terms of interior space, yet price it substantially lower than those cars. Also, you can get more engine in this thing than you can get in the run-of-the-mill 5 and also the run-of-the-mill E. You can get up to 400 horsepower in this thing from the unique to Lincoln new twin-turbo 3-liter 6. And there's another smart thing that Lincoln did, in my opinion. They did not just fit this thing with Ford engines. Two of the engines are shared with some other Ford vehicles, the base 3.7 and the mid-range 2.7-liter twin-turbo. But the new 3-liter twin-turbo 6 is unique to the Continental, and that was smart, just like Lexus pretty much limits most of its engines to Lexus vehicles, and you can't get them in Toyota vehicles and so on and so on. The emphasis of this car, again, is on luxury and style and presence. Let's look at some of the cool things about it. One of the things they did, and it's a very Rollsy touch, was to integrate the door handles into the trim up here on top of the doors rather than have pull handles there. And that gives it a really cool slab-sided look. It's sort of similar aesthetically to the 60s Lincolns that did have the door handles but had them here like the JFK car. But different in its own way, and different than anything else that's on the market. Let's have a look at the back seats first. Oh, also, when you open the door, you just touch a button here and the door pops open. You can get reclining and massaging rear seats in this thing, and again, that's generally something that you can only get in top-of-the-line models like the BMW 7 and the Mercedes S. Well, you can get it here as well. And this thing has nearly as much backseat legroom as those cars, and it has substantially more backseat legroom than cars like the 5 Series BMW and the Benz E. And the Benz E, by the way, comes standard with a 4-cylinder engine, and the only way you can get more than that is to move up to the AMG version, which starts at $73,000. This starts at $44,000, and this particular one, which is loaded with the twin-turbo V6, has all-wheel drive, and has the black label experience in addition to that, which I'll tell you about in a minute, maxes out sticker at about $72,000. So this thing's a really, really smoking good deal. Also, look, they carried over the Lincoln touchpad thing. They've had this a long time, since the 80s. Nobody else has this. It's kind of nice. If you forget your key, you can punch in your code and get into the car that way. So again, you touch the handle like that and the door just opens, finger touch. And to get in and out, you just push that button. There's no grab handle. You just touch the button and the door pops open. And by the way, there's your emergency mechanical release in the event the door fails. Let's have a look at the nice, very, very nice interior. It's got super plush leather. It's got nice pewter style trim. And this has got pretty much everything that you would find inside a 6-figure, top-of-the-line, full-size car, but it doesn't have a 6-figure price. I also like that the technology is more background than in some cars like the Mercedes S. Let me close the door. Just turn this on for you so you can see. and also the BMW 7, where it's frankly a little bit overwhelming. There's just so much going on and so many gadgets and things, and they're right in your face, and you're constantly having to manipulate those various systems to drive the car. In this one, you just drive the car. Push the button, turns on, and note, by the way, the cool retro Lincoln style push button shifter. So if you want to go reverse, drive, and so on. And it only has just a sport mode. It doesn't have a multi-mode transmission. It doesn't have a lot of the the aggressive sport stuff that the luxury sport segment just seems to be obsessed with. This car has a magnificent ride, meaning it has a very soft, pillowy ride. It doesn't wallow and float like a 78 Cadillac Seville, but it does reproduce the old school American luxury car feel that is pretty lacking in today's luxury sport cars. The dash is an LCD configurable display, but again, it's not overwhelming. And you'll note there's no mice to deal with here, and the menus on the sync system are very straightforward. There's your main bar right there. So you touch that, and then this comes up, and you can scroll it smartphone style. Very, very, very simple and effective. Works great. Anyway, I will have more up at epautos.com, hopefully later today. Today is Saturday before the 4th of July. Might not be until tomorrow morning. But in the meanwhile, I do have a rant up about online dating. Your guide, the divorced middle-aged dude's guide to the dating scene, which I think you'll enjoy as a quick little departure from talking about cars. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we will catch up with you again soon.